Hoyt was kind enough to send over a Carbon Defiant test bow as part of ArcheryTalk's 2017 hunting bow project. This bow has been set up with a QAD HDX Ultra Rest, a Trophy React H5 sight, a Stinger Counterslide stabilizer, and a 1/4 inch peep. This is my first chance to really play with a carbon bow, so I've been really excited for the opportunity. The Carbon Defiant has an axle-to-axle length of 31 inches, a brace height of 7 inches, speed of 331 feet per second, and a mass weight of 3.6 pounds. This bow has an MSRP of $14.49. I'm shooting this bow with a 29.5 inch draw length and 60 pounds of draw weight. This bow is dressed in a buckskin textured finish, which is really nice looking on this riser. Fit and finish on this bow is top notch. The textured finish can flatten a little bit in areas if they get a lot of wear, but you have to look pretty hard to find them. The string, cables, and serving are in remarkably good shape, which is impressive considering I think this was a demo bow before I got my hands on it. As soon as you pick up the Carbon Defiant, the first thing you notice is its lightweight, and hunters who do a lot of walking to get to their tree stands or go do some spot and stalk in the open country will really appreciate that. But besides shedding ounces, the carbon fiber is also nice when the mercury drops. Any hunter who's ever grabbed a cold aluminum riser in the morning in the tree stand knows what I'm talking about. This carbon will not get that cold, which will really lend itself to longer days in the stand. Of course, the benefits of carbon come at a cost. Compared to the similarly spec'd Hoyt Pro Defiant with an aluminum riser, the carbon riser will cost you an extra $450. It's up to you if the weight and warmth are worth the extra cost. Grabbing hold of the bow, the grip is a little wider than I would normally like, but it does narrow nicely at the throat, and it feels good in the hand. It's also the best looking grip I've seen this year. Drawing the bow back is a pleasure. The draw cycle is a hair on the stiff side, but it is nice and smooth with just the slightest dump into the valley. The valley itself feels generous, and let-off is ideal for holding for long periods of time at full draw. I did find the bow performed best for me with consistent pressure on the back wall. The wall itself has a bit of give to it, but I wouldn't call it soft. All told, this bow is one I can shoot for hours on end. After the shot, the bow stays fairly quiet and vibration hasn't been a noticeable issue for me at all. With its DFX cams and Ultraflex limbs, Hoyt says this bow is longer axle-to-axle at full draw than similarly sized bows. I didn't measure that myself, but I will note that I felt much more stable than I expected with a 31-inch bow. I shot nice groups at a variety of distances, and during a long test session at 60 yards with 6 different bows, I was most consistently accurate with the Carbon Defiant. To test for speed, I ran this bow through the chrono with a 398 grain gold-tip Valkyrie 4-fletched arrow. I saw an average speed of 283 feet per second, which was pretty impressive for me with a 60-pound bow. I also found this bow quite easy to tune. It didn't take much work to get bullet holes through paper and have my broadhead sitting with field points. If you're in the market for an ultra lightweight hunting bow, get to your Hoyt dealer and take the Carbon Defiant for a test ride.